Gentlemen, today we are gathered here in this wonderful evening for the second session of PGIS Toastmasters initiative. So last time we had an awareness program about Toastmasters International. Hope you all enjoyed that session. From today onwards, we are going to organize model meetings. So then you can understand how this Toastmasters Club is operating, the way it is happening. So we have our expert team of Toastmasters, thanks to initiative by distinguished Toastmaster Moditha Sendanayaka for his great efforts, and all the Toastmasters helping us from the beginning for this initiative. And also thanks to our director, Professor HMTG Peter. So we are just about to start our second session. So I warmly welcome all of you for this session. So the session goes to our Toastmaster of the day, distinguished Toastmaster Moditha Sendanayaka. So I'll read out about him. So he is a distinguished Toastmaster, currently the club extension and recreation chair for the division B and G in District 82, Sri Lanka. He's a professionally...
Dr. Prasanga, we can hear you properly.
Can you hear me now? Hello?
Now I can hear you. Yes.
Yeah.
Can proceed. Yes.
Toastmaster. I hope you can hear me now.
Yes, clear. Yes.
Sorry, my connection is not that good. So then Toastmaster Moditha is currently the club extension and recreation chair for the division B and G in District 82, Sri Lanka. Is professionally a lecturer and a trainer in public speaking and
So for all the members and the students and everybody from PGIS, I'm sure that you are going to have a nice experience today as well. Because last time we had this awareness program, and today we are going to have the very first model meeting, Toastmasters model meeting. You will see how it's happening in Toastmasters. What are the speech segments, as you saw in the flyer as well. So we have different roles and role plays. So we'll get to know about this, and you will see who are the individuals, the resource people who will be playing these roles throughout the meeting, and as I will introduce them when the segments are coming up. So my role today is the Toastmaster of the day. Toastmaster of the day is a special role. Now imagine, have you seen a master of ceremony in a function? Maybe an MC, as we normally call them, MCs or the moderators in a speech forum. So I'm doing something similar to that. So I manage the meeting. I'll be responsible of managing the meeting, adhering to the agenda, and ensuring that the transitions between the speakers and the segments are seamless, and also its sessions stay on track. So that is one of the prime responsibilities the agenda. Dr. Prasang would have Chana. Toastmaster Gitmini will be the timer of today's meeting. That's the only change. My second, the general evaluator. Now, this is the time to introduce our general evaluator. Now, you can listen, you can hear it from him. What is the role of a general evaluator and what he will be doing? and he's not a stranger to you, and he has been one of the resource persons for the awareness program as well. But let me introduce him again. He's distinguished Toastmaster Jala Tedrisinghe, and he's going to be today's general evaluator, a senior lecturer in civil engineering and a former head of civil engineering at the University of Peradeniya, former division governor, division H in Toastmasters, and has been a contest champion winner as well. So now it's time to introduce distinguished Toastmaster Jayala Tedrisinghe to explain. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Thank you, DTM Modita. It is indeed a pleasure and an honor and a privilege to be a general evaluator of any Toastmaster meeting, because you can learn a lot and you can share a lot. The role of the general evaluator is to look at everything happening in the meeting and then briefly give a constructive proposal about the way it has happened and the development. Evaluations, as many Toastmasters said, is one of the most beautiful sessions and most important sessions and most learning sessions in a Toastmasters. You can get your feedback in your front. But general evaluation is to give evaluation about the activity of the meeting. When the Toastmaster meetings are conducted, we get assistance from different types of evaluators, the general evaluator and speech evaluators and detailed evaluators, for which I will have the assistance of 3 individuals to run this meeting. The first role is called our counter. Today, Toastmaster Nilushi Dhanapala will play the role of our counter. Toastmaster Nilushi joined Toastmasters as it is the best platform, according to her understanding, to improve your self-confidence, and whether it is public speaking or self-confidence. And she appreciates receiving constructive criticisms for speeches delivered. Toastmaster Nilushi is a medical student at University of Peradeniya. She's a member of Davos Toastmasters Club, and she's going to be the Vice President membership for 21-22. Can I invite Toastmaster Nilushi to briefly explain your role for the benefit of the participants? Toastmaster Nilushi.
Thank you, General Evaluator, distinguished Toastmaster Jayala Tedrisinghe. Good evening to all the Toastmasters, guests, and everybody present in today's meeting. So as the counter today, it is my role to notice any overused words or filler words that people use when they're giving their speeches. So these filler words are used when usually speakers can't know what they're going to say next. So if I give you any examples, and, but, so, you know, and sounds like are the general filler words and sounds used by speakers. So I'll be taking note of each and every speaker, how they use these filler words and sounds. And none of you are expected to have a clean slate. And just don't think too much about how many hours and pauses that you're making. Just keep on going with your speech and do your best, because this is a place where you can get constructive criticism and nobody's judging you. So over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nilushi. I hope you should have got some idea about what kind of checking she's going to do. The next role player important for these speeches is a timer. Time-bound speeches. Today, Toastmaster Gitmini Disanayaka will play the role of timer. Toastmaster Gitmini joined Toastmasters to improve English speaking skills and public speaking skills. She likes friendly learning environment and the opportunity to associate with experienced Toastmasters. Toastmaster Gitmini Disanayaka is a member of Candy Toastmasters Club. She is a president guide, and she enjoys watching movies, listening to music, and gardening. Toastmaster Gitmini, can I invite you to explain your role for the benefit of participants, please?
Thank you, distinguished General Evaluator DTM Dr. Jayala Tedrisinghe. I am the timer for today's session. When it comes to speeches, timing is an important factor. It helps to maintain the flow of the speech. So I'm here to make sure all the speeches are delivered according to the given time frame. Today, in prepared speech, Toastmaster Farviz Imamuddin should deliver his speech within 4 to 6 minutes. I will show the green slide at the 4th minute, amber in the 5th minute, and red in the 6th minute. When we move to the table topic speeches, all speeches should deliver within 1 to 2 minutes. I will show green in the first minute, amber in the first and half minute, and red in the second minute. Also, all the evaluation have to be in 2 to 3 minutes. I will show green slide in the second minute, amber in 2.5 minutes, and red at the third minute. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Toastmaster Gitmin, I hope participants should have got some idea about how important timing is. These are 2 to 3 minute speeches, 4 to 5 minute speeches, but still, it is very important to keep on timing. The next role before handing over to the Toastmaster of the day, the grammarian. English is not our native language. We may do mistakes. And as Toastmaster Nilushi also said, we are here to learn something, not to criticize. So grammarian is a very important role to see what kind of grammatical mistakes we do and what kind of good grammar we use. Today, Toastmaster Dulendra Hapuhin will play the role of grammarian. Toastmaster Dulendra likes Toastmasters since he gains a lot of skills in public speaking, leadership, presentation, and provides confidence to speak in front of many audience. He says it is a good platform to develop networking that connects a lot of clubs and people together. So those are the benefits. Toastmaster Dulendra is a member of Candy Toastmasters Club. He is the current Sergeant at Arms of our club, and he is a President Scout. He's a first degree black belt in kickboxing, and he's an assistant instructor of World Martial Arts Association. His hobbies are hiking, photography, wildlife, and martial arts. Can I invite Toastmaster Dulendra to introduce a role for the benefit of the participants and the word of the day? Toastmaster Dulendra.
Thank you very much, DTM Dr. Jayalat Edirsinha, for that wonderful introduction of myself. So now to introduce the grammarian's role. The role of the grammarian is to keep track of grammar in speeches. If I feel there were any grammatical errors or words used inappropriately in a speech, I will note them down and inform them in my report at the end of the meeting. And also, if I find any phrases or quotes that are useful for the other speeches and to the betterment of everyone, I will note them down too and give them at my report. Next, I will be sharing the word of the day, which everyone can use freely, and I will be noting down each time the word of the day is used in all the speakers. So for today's word of the day will be exuberant. The definition of exuberant means full of energy, excitement, and cheerful. As an example, we can use it as it is an exuberant meeting, or else we could use it as it was an exuberant evening. I hope all of you will be using the word of the day, and I will leave it in the chat box for everyone's usage. With that, I conclude my report, and I will give all of the details that I have noted down at the end of the meeting when the general evaluator calls for the report of the grammarian. With that, I hand over the controls back to our general evaluator, DTM Dr. Jayalat Edirsinha.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dulendra. I hope participants should have got some idea about how systematic, how formal, and how much learning things in a Toastmasters meeting. So I expect this exuberant audience to have an exuberant meeting. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day. Toastmaster Modita.
Thank you very much. So let's give a virtual round of applause to those role players, the general evaluator, timer, R counter, grammarian. I was so curious when I joined Toastmasters, I think 8 years ago, when I heard, I was able to understand the meaning of timer and grammarian. Then R counter, what kind of a role is this? So I was so curious, and you might be having the same feeling, first time experiencing this, but let's make an exuberant meeting. And let's go forward with the next set of role players. Now, next, we have a very fulfilling and also very interesting segment, which is called the Round Robin Master segment. To conduct this round robin segment, there's a special role player called the round robin master. I'm not going to introduce the details. He will be introducing the details, rules and regulations of this very simple game. It's going to be very interesting. So let me have the pleasure of inviting the round robin master, Toastmaster Sudesh Dharmasuriya. Let me introduce him. Toastmaster Sudesh Dharmasuriya is the current president of the Doubles Toastmasters Club, and by profession is a doctor. So Dr. Sudesh, working in the National Hospital Kandy, and he likes Toastmaster due to so many reasons. Now, these are reasons. A place for him to learn communication, leadership skills, and place to meet people and share experience and skills. And also, he gains so many skills. Important is both personal and professional capacities as a Toastmaster. So, controls over to you, Dr. Sudesh, to conduct the round robin master segment.
Thank you very much, DTM auditor. Can all of you hear me?
Yes, you are very clear.
Right. Okay. So it's a great pleasure that I am going to be the round robin master of this meeting. Thank you very much for selecting me as this role. And round robin session is a warm-up session. Now the aim of this session is to improve your speaking skill as well as the listening skills. While that, the members learn these skills, ultimately break the emotional barrier and get everyone to speak. Let me briefly describe how it is done. For this meeting, I use the participants list from the in the Zoom meeting. First, I will invite this eminent Toastmaster to conduct the round robin session as exhibition for the others. After that, I will invite each one of the participants in the participant list to conduct the round robin session. The topic is very simple. What you have to do is to give a 20-second small speech regarding the topic. Very easy. Couple of sentences will be okay. If you feel difficult, you can simply say pass. So I will go to the next speaker. So try to take this opportunity. It's a great opportunity. You will feel very relaxed and exuberant at the end of this session. So when I call one participant to give the speech, after 20 seconds, and I will display the 20 seconds, and there will be a bell. If there is bell doesn't ring, I will tell time's up. What you have to do is you complete the sentence and stop. Then I will call the second participant to start the speech. So that one has to start the speech from the word uttered by the previous speaker when the bell rings, not the last word, the word uttered by the previous speaker when the bell rings, or if I say time's up. So you have to be very careful in listening. I will try to help you. If I listen to that word, I will repeat it so that you will feel very convenient. If you didn't listen to that word very well, this doesn't matter. You go on telling what you have to say, right? Keep it very relaxed, right? So, shall we start? So, during the speech, try to use the word of the day as much as possible, the word exuberant. So, try to use that. It's very nice. So, the topic is this. It's very easy and it is very common question for all of you these days. The question is, what are you planning to do during this pandemic lockdown period? What are you planning to do in this pandemic lockdown period? I know you have so many things to tell, I'm sure. So let's begin with this speech with Toastmaster Lakmali first, then Toastmaster Saman, DTM Jayalat, Toastmaster Senani, DTM Mudita, Toastmaster Faris, Nilushi, and probably Nisal is also there, Outdoor Director, Toastmaster Durendra and Toastmaster Sonali. And after that, I will go on calling names of the participants. DTM Mudita, shall I share my video?
Yes, you can.
Okay. Can all of you
Yes,
see
it's
my
clear.
video? Okay, right. So I will DTM Lakmali. So to you.
Good evening, everyone. I know this is an exuberant meeting because there are nearly 100 members. So during this COVID season, I'm enjoying my ahala tree because it bloomed for the first time after 4 years. So I took some photographs and I
Okay.
I
So Saman.
what yes. Photographs, yes. I used to take photographs nowadays when I was driving to hospital because all the roads are deserted. And even today, I went to hospital and I just came home. And in the pandemic situation, so we as doctors, we have no pandemic, no free time. So just now I came back home.
Just now I was thinking
you.
about how to use this pandemic situation to have an exuberant life. So I should ask from Dr. Samal his video clips and photographs, because one of my hobbies is road traffic accidents and road traffic safety. Anyway, I'm going to use this time to promote more and more safety features. Even today we had a discussion with the Minister of Transport, and I invite all of you while
Senani.
I invite all of you to enjoy the day. Today is an exuberant day, and I also with my gardening and with my children, and it was a joyful time for me. And meanwhile, I hope to enjoy this meeting too with all of you. Thank you.
Audita.
Enjoy is the definite thing that I'm going to do during this tough time. I would go to my garden and clear out so many things, and maybe I go to my workplace. I need to clear my table. That is a mess. So I would like to stay safe and do so exuberant things to during this pandemic lockdown time period.
During this pandemic lockdown time period, I'm trying to focus on what I do while people are shouting at my ear. If you random people spring into my room and ask me to carry on their lap or to carry their lap. I have little kids at home, 3 little kids, 1-year-old, 7-year-old, 3-year-old.
Nowadays, during this pandemic, actually, I thought I'm going to do 2 things. One is related to my academic. So there are so many research. I can think what I love to improve my home garden as well as my garden. So I'm working on it.
Toastmaster Nilushi.
I'm working on so many things these days because our university academics started. So instead of spending this exuberant meeting to dampen everybody's feelings, telling about the COVID pandemic, I thought that maybe instead of using all those things to let my morale down, I would focus on my work and plan on the things and successfully complete my education as the free time presents itself.
DTM Nisa.
Free time is what we don't have these days as Toastmasters leaders, because we are coming to an critical point in our Toastmasters journey where we are ending one Toastmasters year and we are going to start a new Toastmasters year. So as a Toastmasters leader these days, even with the pandemic and the lockdown, we are so engaged with a lot of activities, and I hope to watch a lot of
Toastmaster Dulendra.
We do a lot of things during the free times that we have. And during this pandemic time, I use my free time to study. And since I have lectures, even I had now and that ended at 5 p.m., I use all my leisure time to study, to do gardening, cooking, and to see how my fish grow.
Growing in Toastmasters is not only framed to do speaking, but doing cooking theories and reading, gardening, sometimes watching films, sometimes trying to sing is some of the Toastmasters, some of the things that I do in this pandemic period. Instead of them, I do teaching.
Now moves to the Miss Aishani. Miss Aishani. Miss Aishani. Okay. Then I allow Hetty. Hello, Hetty. We can just tell anything. You can just tell anything. What you feel.
Sorry, I can't catch the last word.
Oh, doesn't
Please,
matter.
can you
Doesn't
repeat
matter.
it?
Yeah, doesn't matter. You can tell whatever.
No need to
Doesn't matter.
start from the last
Yeah.
word.
Yeah. If you didn't, if you
Okay.
didn't catch, you can just keep on telling.
Hello, can you
Yes.
hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, you can tell.
Exuberant is the first word I learned from the Toastmaster today's club. And these days I play with my pets and continue my studies.
Thank you very much. Next, Amali. Is it Amali?
Yeah.
Okay. Next, Amit.
I'm having some little free time of my studies, so I'm using my time most of the times to read some books, because I had a lot of books that I couldn't read because of my studies, and so that is the main thing I'm doing these times.
Amit. 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 Hello. Then Amar. Mr. Amar. I think it's Toastmaster Amar. Okay, and move on to Mr. Anura. Mr. Anura.
Good evening, everyone. Anura Herath, is it?
Yes, is it Anura?
Yeah, Anura Herath.
Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. It's very happy for me to join to this Toastmasters Club. And I'm Anura Herath. I'm doing my Master of Education. So I got the opportunity to join to this related to COVID pandemic situation. We are very careful nowadays while doing online work.
Thank you. And next, Anuradha. Anuradha.
It's Anuradha.
Okay, Anuradha. Okay, yeah, you can start.
While doing my studies, I'm enjoying a lot doing my herbal formulation these days. And it's an exuberant opportunity and exuberant evening to take part of this amazing meeting. And I'm sure this will be really helpful to grow my career.
Upeksha? Upeksha? Can you hear me?
That Apeksha?
Yes, Apeksha. Yeah, Apeksha.
As we have less free time, this pandemic situation will be a good opportunity for us to do the things that we like. So I am waiting exuberantly to do the things that I am waiting to do. So I going to do gardening and cooking.
Thank you. And is it Ruan Mali? Is it Ruan Mali? Is Ruan Mali there? Is Ruan Mali? Okay. Then Mrs. Sudashini. Sudashini. Okay, then Chaturika. Is Chaturika there? Chaturika? And next one, Darsha.
Hello, good evening, everyone. It was an excellent time for me to join with Toastmasters. Actually, this is my first experience with Toastmasters. And in this pandemic, mostly I am spending my time with my brother for the online studies of him. And also I'm doing some tutorials with tutor.lk. And I'm planning to become a lecturer in physics. So I'm trying to apply some courses, and also that
Dinit. Dinit. Okay, next move on to Prasanga. Is Prasanga there?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, you can start.
Yeah, during this pandemic situation, we have lots of work because at PGIS, we are designing various programs and developing various activities, especially the development activities of the PGIS. And also, I'm working on various innovations, already commercialized 3 innovations to combat COVID-19. And we are busy with lots of research activities.
Okay, last did busy. Gitmini. Gitmini can start.
In this lockdown, I'm planning to do gardening, and also I like to cook. So I have found so many recipes through the internet and wish to try all those recipes. Also, I love to watch movies and listen to songs. So I think I can have an exuberant lockdown time.
Govindra. Is Govindra there?
Yeah. Good evening. This pandemic situation, I got bad experience with COVID-19, and now I'm in quarantine situation. But with my studies, I'm plan to finish that master's this semester's studying in this situation.
Okay, thank you. Next one, Lakma.
Good evening. During this pandemic situation, my plan is to take my time to behave with my home members, and also I would like to continue my studies also at home with the internet facility, and I would like to complete my studies.
Hansika?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, Hansika, you can start.
In this pandemic situation, I would like to thank you all for taking this opportunity to us and having this exuberant evening to us. During this pandemic, I used to work in medical field, so it's not so pandemic for me since I have to go to work all the day. Thank you for this.
And Jitmi? Next person, Jitmi. Shall we move to the next person then? Kalani Ratnayaka? Kalani Ratnayaka? And then Kalpana? Moving to the next person, Kapila B. Vijayaratne. Mr. Kapila B.
Good evening,
Vijayaratne.
everybody. I think you can hear me. So I just joined University of Peradeniya as a lecturer. So my whole time is invested on participating in the staff development program, which is kind of exuberant. And in the meantime, I'm preparing my new lectures and everything. And thank you for having this Toastmasters initiation.
Thank you. Kosala?
Sure.
Mr. Kosala?
Yes, I am here.
Yeah.
In this free time, I most of I try to help to my house members. Because of that, I try to study my children, and I try.
Thank you, Kosala. Next one, Lakshman. Lakshman? Mr. Lakshman? Okay, moving to the next person. Liasha. Is Liasha there?
Hello.
Yes, Liasha. You can start.
During this pandemic situation, I'm studying the literature survey for my MSc research, and mostly I used to take care of my children and cooking and research work.
Very much. And the next one is Lochana. Oh, Lochana.
I'm Lochana.
Okay, Lochana.
Doing research is very much useful for the innovations, and it is an exuberant event if we can continue research. So during pandemic period, I'm planning to apply for my PhD scholarship. So,
and next one is Ashini. Ashini. And Fatima Hasna. Fatima Hasna. And Nadisha. Is Nadisha there? And Nimrod. Nimrod. Yes.
Scholarships are very difficult to find in this pandemic situations, but I try to do my best in this current situation. I am doing my master's currently at PGIS In this pandemic situation, I try to protect myself and my family members and doing my best in studies. Thank you.
Thank you. Prasangi? Is Prasangi there?
Yes, good evening, all of you. So I'm so happy to hear. And this is my first experience. So I'm spending my time, this pandemic time, with lots of reading. So I have a small library. I missed it due to my academic work. I'm doing my master's degree. So this is a great time.
Pavi? Pavi? Next one, Prabhani. Prabhani.
Good evening, everybody.
Yes, you can
I
tell.
would like to do I would like to do online studies, cooking, gardening in this pandemic situation. I hope this will be a student meeting for all of us, and I try to do cake.
And Prabhat.
Good evening, everyone. During this pandemic situation, actually we were moved to the home, and we are working from home. And these days I am engaging with my planting strawberries, and I am just having some exuberant time with my family.
Prasanna?
Hello.
Hello, Prasanna. Is it Prasanna?
Good evening to everybody. During this pandemic situation, we have to work, but although I try to learn, explore things related to my studies and job.
Thank you. And Roshan? Roshan? Okay. And Sachini Karunaratne? Sachini Karunaratne? And then, yeah.
This pandemic situation gave me the good opportunity to learn new things. Everything was in virtual world. There are a lot of resources online to learn, and there are
Sachini Nishadini? Sachini Nishadini?
Good evening to all of you. In this pandemic situation, I'm trying to finish up my review paper relevant to my research. And apart from that, I would love to do some reading, cooking, and gardening. Most of the time, I would love to read some self-help books.
Sachini Pabasara?
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
Because of the pandemic situation, I am supposed to work from home. So I'm having a lot of free time these days. So I help my little brother for his studies, and I help my mother for cooking, and I read books, and I watch some movies.
Sandamali Hera? And Sanduli?
Cooking is a thing that I enjoy the most. During the pandemic lockdown period, I used to have exuberant days because my dog gave birth to 5 puppies, and I'm very busy with these 5 little puppies. And in the meantime, I'm studying for IELTS so that I can apply for higher studies.
Satishwaran?
Good evening, all of you.
applying for higher studies are a little much difficult during these days, but I am exuberantly participating online session and really exuberantly enjoying participating in Toastmaster Club meetings, and it's a very wonderful experience for me during this pandemic situation.
Right. Toastmasters Desh. Toastmasters Desh, are you there? Yeah, I think Toastmaster Sudesh is disconnected, but anyway, I think he was coming towards the end of the round robin segment. Am I visible and audible?
Yes,
You are
yes,
audible.
yes, audible.
Thank you so much. Yes.
Yes.
So anyway, that is the perfect idea of having a round robin segment. So what he has done is giving the opportunity like a warm up. We are getting warm up before the main thing. Just 20 seconds. But if you feel that relaxedness, or maybe that your vocal cords are warmed up, if you are willing to take the opportunity, there will be another segment, but with interesting but be different, and you can take that opportunity when the time comes. Just wait for that. I know all of you are really waiting for this. Let's give another virtual round of applause to Toastmasters, who they show very smartly conducted it and giving you the opportunity. Mostly, I think nearly 30 people. That's a massive thing. And also using technology, which is very easy and very sophisticated manner. So we could listen to get the timing perfectly and conduct it and give you our ideas. So thank you so much for all the individuals who participated here. And I would like to make a special announcement here that we have today among the participants, you have two special individuals. Yes, you just got to know that we have distinguished Toastmaster Nisal Virakon, the current club road director of District 82, and for the next year from July 1st onward, he will be the program quality director of Toastmasters International District 82 Sri Lanka. So I'd like to welcome distinguished Toastmaster Nisal Virakon to our platform here for the first model meeting. And also, I would like to welcome the director of Postgraduate Institute of Science, University of Peradeniya, Professor Peter Vella. I think, Director Sir, you are there. I just got to know that. Thank you so much for being with us today. And that's a huge encouragement for us because of your enthusiasm and guidance. We are moving towards very positive pathways in terms of establishing this platform here. So with that, we are moving to the next segment. So now we conducted that role play and then the round robin segment. Now we are going into the prepared speech. Now this is very special. Now there's a person who's going to deliver this prepared speech. Right? So let me introduce the evaluator first. There's a person who will be evaluating. So here, what we have when we do deliver speeches, we get evaluation. That is the beauty of Toastmasters. Some people in Toastmasters just for the evaluations. That is that much very important. So so we have very prominent character in Toastmasters as the evaluator of this particular speaker. First, I would invite
the evaluator to introduce the objectives. Then I will be again introducing the speaker, the prepared speaker with the title. So first, let me introduce the icebreaker evaluator, the speech project called Icebreaker. She will explain what is Icebreaker. So evaluator is none other than distinguished Toastmaster Lakmale Ranatunga, and a veterinary surgeon working in the University of Peradeniya, also a consultant for ISO quality certification. So she has been there in Toastmasters for 13 years in Candy Toastmasters, and a former area director, and currently the vice president membership of Candy Toastmasters Club. Now, I asked the question, why you are in Toastmasters? And she said, I feel my leadership and communication skills are improving day by day with confidence. That is one of the key reasons that I'm also in Toastmasters. So without further ado, I would like to invite distinguished Toastmaster Lakmal Ranatunga, the evaluator, to explain this speech objective and introduce you the project. Over to you, DTM Lakmal.
Thank you very much, DTM Modita, the Toastmaster of the day. And my duty is to give the objectives of the icebreaker speech. Now, everybody should know that this is the first speech that you are going to deliver in Toastmasters, first step. So everyone is looking at you anxiously to know about you. So for the first speech, you have to give a nice introduction about you, your background, your ambitions, and your interests. Those things we have to tell by the speech. Then here, we don't check for so many things about Toastmasters tools, because you are fresh and you have a little bit shyness and you have a little bit stress. So to zero this stage fear, only we give the chance to give a speech as the icebreaker. So two objectives are there, very simple two objectives are there. One is to begin speaking before an audience, just to come and stand and give a speech for the first time with all the excitement. And the second one, to discover speaking skills in you already have and skills that need to improve. So evaluator will give you that feedback, and our speaker has to deliver the speech for the first time. I think our speaker will give an exuberant speech today as the icebreaker.
Thank you very much, DTM Lakmali. So let me introduce the speaker. Before that, there's another special mention. We have our district director of District Toastmaster Sri Lanka, distinguished Toastmaster Nurul Munawara in the audience. So let's give another virtual round of applause for her as well. Well, with this audience, our speaker is ready to deliver the first model speech. Let me introduce the speaker on stage, on screen rather. He is none other than Toastmaster Farviz Imamuddin, Director of Speak, and it's a communications consultant by profession, freelance writer, past president of Candy Toastmasters Club, and also he's a champion speaker. He has won so many numerous speaking championships in District 82 in various levels. So let me introduce our speaker on screen. Toastmaster Farviz Imamuddin. Life is one long journey. Life is one long journey. Toastmaster Farviz Imamuddin.
Toastmaster of the day, am I visible and audible?
You are very clear and very visible.
Life is one long journey. And that is why we need to have the best travel companion. Toastmaster of the day and friends, the year was 1978, when a police officer and a science teacher met. They liked each other and they decided to get married. A few years later, after their marriage, the science teacher became pregnant with her second child. So when the time of labor came, the police officer had to admit her to the hospital. And they were driving her to the hospital, which was situated literally in a jungle, which was called Manvitya. And once they reached the hospital, they took the science teacher out. The doctors took her into the labor room. They shut the labor room. And this police officer had to stand all alone outside, wondering what's happening to his wife, whether she's okay, whether the baby will be born healthy. He was nervous, he was tensed, and he did not know what to do. Close to midnight, through that darkness, through that silence of the night, came an ear-piercing cry from that labor room in which the police officer's wife was in. Quack, quack, quack. A baby was born that night. And that baby is standing here in front of you tonight, delivering his icebreaker. Ladies and gentlemen, this police officer and the science teacher decided to give this baby a strange name. Out of all the names in the world, they chose a name that was unlike any other, because you will not find this name among many people. They took the baby in their hands and they said, let's name this baby Farouz. And trouble was just coming because of this name. And thus began the long journey of this baby in this world, my journey, when I was born. I grew up in a beautiful village called Daskara. I used to run across paddy fields flying kites. I would play Robin Hood in the jungle. I would swim in the streams and catch fish using my sarong. I led an adventurous childhood life, like the life of Upali and Jinnah in Madul Duga. And that was one beautiful phase of my life when I led an adventurous journey. A few years later, when I was 5 years old, my father came over and said, Farviz, you've had enough fun now. It's time for you to go to school. So I asked him, which school are you sending me to? He said, you're going to a school in Kandy, which is called Trinity College. So my next phase of my journey began. I went to school, and that's when I got into trouble because of my name. Because so many people pronounced my name in so many different ways. Some of them call me Fawi, some of them call me Faz, and some of them call me Freeze. Now, every time they call me a different name, and I felt dejected and demoralized. There were three people who held my back. My elder brother, Fazil, my younger sister, Fazmina, and my youngest brother, Farhan. And the friends, the travel companions I found at school are still traveling with me up to date, until today. And after school, I left school and I, like every one of you, I became an adult. So did my brothers, my three brothers. And like every sibling, my brothers changed as well, especially my younger brother, because one day I saw my younger brother talking to himself at home. And I thought that was a one-off thing. But a few days later, I saw him talking while he was sitting, while he was eating, and even while he was sleeping. So I was concerned. So I asked him, what's wrong with you? Why do you keep talking to yourself? And I'm concerned about it. And he said, well, listen, I joined a club called Toastmasters and I'm learning to speak. I thought, really? You're learning to speak? Why should you learn to speak? Don't we speak all the time? Didn't we speak from the time we were born? And he said, listen, before you make fun of me, why don't you go to a Toastmasters club and find out yourself? And that's precisely what I did. The first time I walked into Kandy Toastmasters, I remember I climbed up the stairs of this little electricity board and I found the members there. And there was one particular member who walked over to me and welcomed me with a big smile on his face. And later I found out that he was the VP membership and that was what he was supposed to do. I walked into the meeting and 2 hours later, when I was going home in the trishaw, I went home with my face buried in my palms like a defeated loud-mouthed warrior, because I had just been humiliated in that room. And this is what happened. When they introduced the table topics and they said I had to only speak for 2 minutes, I went up there, spoke for 2 minutes. Well, I tried to speak for 2 minutes, but then I found myself mute. I couldn't find words. So I stumbled over my words. I finished my speech and I went back to my seat ashamedly. And when I was going home that night in my trishaw, I realized what Farhan said, a youngest brother. Speaking is one thing, but learning to speak in front of an audience is an entirely different ball. And that made me join Candy Toastmasters. So my next phase of my long journey began. And today, as I stand in front of you, Toastmasters has helped me in numerous ways, especially when we have arguments with our wife. It has helped me to tackle those arguments in a logical and effective manner. And also, when my kids come and ask me to tell them stories, I have learned the skill of storytelling through Toastmasters, which helps me build that bond with them. And Toastmasters has given me several travel companions who are still traveling with me until today, who are still sitting there watching me speak. Ladies and gentlemen, life is one long journey. And that is why you need the best travel companion. And what place is better to have a to find the best travel companion than Toastmasters? So welcome, you have come to the right place to find the best travel companion. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmasters.
Thank you very much. Let's give a big round of applause to Toastmaster Farriz Imamdeen. And one thing that I want to take from his speech is you have come to the right place to experience excellence in speaking, communication, and leadership. Let's give a big round of virtual applause to Farriz. Well done, and what a life you have been enjoying thus far. Very adventurous and exuberant, I would say. So hats off to that wonderful speech. So that's a model speech that we will deliver in Toastmasters. That's the very first one, icebreaker. And there will be another more set of speeches and you will get to know about in future. So that is the icebreaker. Now with that enthusiasm, let's move to the other segment, which is we call table topics. This word, some people would know and some people would be wondering what is table topics, topics on a table, or are there any other descriptions that we can give? That's fine. But there's an ideal individual who is in charge of the table topic sessions. We call this topics master or the table topics master. And this is also another very interesting speech segment. I would like to invite the table topic master on screen. Is Toastmaster Saman Walisingha, immediate past area director of area F5, a charter member of the Toastmasters Club, a doctor by profession attached to Children's Hospital Peradeniya, hobbies, watching and playing cricket. My hobby as well. So I'd like to invite Toastmaster Saman Walisingha on screen to play the role of table topic master, giving the opportunities to speak to the audience. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Toastmaster, distinguished Toastmaster Modita, for your detailed introduction. So hello, potential Toastmasters of PGIS. It's a pleasure to be with you all today. So I'm the table topic master for today's session. So this is one of the most interesting, I should say, one of the most interesting sessions in Toastmasters meeting. You will definitely love this session. Since you all are new to Toastmasters, what this table topic session really is. In simple words, as distinguished Toastmaster Modita said, I can tell you your topics are on the table. What you have to do is come forward, pick a topic, and deliver a speech for 2 minutes. So that is in simply, if I explain you what is table topic session. And so what you have to do is, once you get a topic, you can relate that topic to one of your life experiences or to a story you have heard of. So thereby, quickly you can process your thoughts and the ideas which comes in. So I'm planning to give you opportunity for 6 members. So depending on your enthusiasm and time availability, so we will see how we can go. So mind you that all the topics are very simple. All are live messages where you all can freely talk. Some of them are pictures with deeper meanings where you can pick the deep meaning and talk, right? What you have to do is pick the message in it, as I said earlier. Good 2 minutes, as I said earlier. Okay, so let me now share the screen for you all. One minute. Can you all see the screen?
Yes,
Did you
it is
monitor?
clear to
Is it
me.
visible?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so I have 8 topics. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So what you have to do is you have to select a number. So I will give you the topic there, right? And we have evaluators for the table topic speeches as well. So all the odd numbers will be evaluated by Toastmaster Chandra Heran. And even numbers will be evaluated by Toastmaster Sonali Subhasinghe. So let's now start and let's give an exuberant Toastmaster table topic session. So let's start. Okay, I will now invite for any volunteers because this is completely a volunteer, depends on volunteers, you all can volunteer. Very interesting topics. Don't worry about anything because these are very simple topics. So who is the first volunteer? So if you volunteer quickly, then you can go for all 8 topics. Otherwise, we will stop at in 6 topics. Anyone?
Yes, we have Chandima Silva. I think he has raised his hand.
Okay, Chandima Silva. Toastmaster Chandima, which number you would like to select? Choose. Toastmaster Chandima, can you please tell me? Select a number from this out of 8. Can you unmute and speak? Toastmaster Chandima?
Toastmaster Saman, I think he has displayed number 3 in the chat box.
Okay, right. Okay. So I didn't see that. Okay, we'll go to number 3. Toastmaster Chandima. So this is the picture you'll get. What you have to do is just try to get the deeper meaning from this picture and relate this to your own experience or some stories you have heard of, or just speak 2 minutes about this picture, the message. You get the message and speak. Okay, over to you, Toastmaster Chandima Silla.
Toastmaster Saman Chandima has mentioned that he is having, he's not audible, he's not connected to the audio.
I see.
He's having some problems with regard to his audio device. Somebody else
Okay.
can.
Somebody else? So somebody else can take the same picture if you want.
Satiswaran, are you willing to take
Satiswaran, yes. You can take the same picture, no problem.
Good evening to you all. Good evening. Thank you for the opportunity. This picture gives me an idea of using opportunities than waiting for the opportunities. In our life, daily life, we need to use whatever we got to achieve our target rather than waiting until or blaming others that opportunity not reached to me or knocked down my door. And use the opportunity, whatever, enjoyed it exuberantly and achieve the goals, and you will enjoy your lifetime target. I also, in my lifetime, I use every